I on? Am I? Yes, I'm on. Christ, that took some time. I'm not used to this StreamYard thing. Boys and girls, I did not know what was going on. Did not know what was going on. It took ages to like work out what was going on because I kind of set this account up on StreamYard, um, went live, then all of a sudden the whole screen went blank. Me like for me camera came on, but I don't know whether or not it came on or not. But I think I'm on. So boys and girls, thank you very much for coming in and watching this live feed. As always, it's always a laugh to do. Didn't do one last week because I was a bit busy last week and got back home and I was knackered and couldn't really do anything. But this time around, I'm live as ever. I don't know if anybody's watching, but I've done some beer reviews today. Done about five. It's quite good for me. Quite good for me actually. Beer reviews, five of them. Um, just finish a quick one off. I'm drinking Adams Lighthouse. Lovely stuff. It's only about 3.6, 3.8. It's a lovely beer, you know. So I might as well start on what I've been up to this week. Well, the news this week. I have to say, the news this week. What's been going on? Well, it's been a pivotal. Yes, Mr. Darren Hawthorne. You know what I'm going to do? Can I click on that? I'm going to see if it happens. It's going to happen. Show it. No, show it. Yay, Mr. Hawthorne. He came up on the. I'm going to show it again. Is it going to come up again? Moment. There's a pivotal moment in this week that the football fan, because this week the mighty Saints beat Portsmouth. What can I say? It's been fantastic to be a Southampton. Wouldn't say it was Mr. Brown's off air. Don't give me that. I'll show this. Don't give me that. The count is still going. Showing it. I'm going to show it. Mr. Brown off air. I'm not off air. I'm not off air. I am not off air. I can't be off air because the clock's still running. The clock's still running there. So I can't be off air. So, boys and girls, Mr. Hawthorne has pointed out that I'm off air, but I can't be because that live clock up there is spinning around. I've got one viewer, which I most probably think is Mr. Hawthorne, because I'm late tonight and I didn't think anybody was going to come on. Anyway, this is a Saturday Night Live 16 videos I've done so far of talking bullshit on a Saturday night. So, as I was saying, it's been a fantastic week to be a Southampton supporter. Absolutely fantastic. It's very rare that you beat your local rivals, like anybody who supports a football team, a decent football team. Mark Sproat, I'm there. I'm going to show Mr. Mark Sproat. Mark Sproat, if I show it, is it going to come up? Yes. Is it going to come up again? You're there. I'm glad I am, Mr. Mark Sproat. I'm glad I am there because I'm not too sure how this StreamYard app works, to be honest. But thank you for watching, Mark. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching. This is an opportunity for you boys out there, Mark, anybody, Darren, anybody, to say anything you want to feel like you want to, talk about. I'm here as an agony uncle or vice versa. So we'll go through the comments as always, because this is what makes it interesting. Serbia is the best. according to X3M Kimi, Serbia is the best. I've never been to Serbia. I couldn't tell you if it's the best, but I would say that most of their houses are made out of asbestos and are most probably are a health hazard when you knock them down. Tell me if I'm wrong. So we're going to go to Mark's boat. I'm going to show whatever it's got to come up with, to be honest. Is he going to show? Everything's kind of like clammed up now. And I've gone off. I've gone off. Then it's come back. Then it's gone off. So let's show Mr. Mark's boats. Is it going to come up? I'm here for the beer. Mr. Mark's boat says, I'm here for the beer. Mr. Mark's boat, thank you very much. You're here for the beer. I'm drinking an Adnams Lighthouse, which is about 3.8, 3.6. For the actual strength of the beer, it's actually really, really nice. It's a really nice beer. Couple of quid from your local supermarket. It's worth picking up and enjoying. It's one of them beers which, you know, you pick up, but you look at the strength and you think, God, it's not going to be much. But actually, it is. It's not bad at all. So, Mark, Mr. Spro, if you're watching, get yourself an Adnams Lighthouse. You'd be surprised how tasty it is for the strength. That is. So I'm just going to go in. What we do? It's cracking. So let's talk about football for a minute. As I can say, football this week has been a real high mark for me. Not only did we go to Fratton Park and really spank Pompey's ass, but we did it in style. We did it in style. So that's the main thing. Mr. Mark's boat is going to come up in a minute. He's going to come up with another. If I can show it, is it going to come up? Cheers! I'll give it a whirl, mate. Yes, Adnams Lighthouse. It's well worth it. Highly recommend you to try it. It's a lovely beer, and I'll tell you what really gets me about this one is that I've known Adnams for years. You know, I've reviewed a lot of their beers for years, and you know, Broadside, a lot of these, you know, Adnams beers have been brilliant. But I tell you what, this little beer, for the strength, it's a cracking little beer. It's got just lovely taste notes in it, and you can't go wrong with a spittle bit. You just can't go wrong for that. Yeah, it's lovely. It really is. Really is a nice beer. And sometimes when you get the low alcohol, you know, the thin beers, you know, the non-alcoholic even, it's very rare, and you should applaud that when you get a beer of that strength to get beer of flavour. I have to recommend Brooklyn Brewery's non-alcoholic. I can't remember what it's called now. That's a cracker. This one, 3.6, 3.8, is a cracker beer. It's just lovely to taste something quite refreshing, not too heavy, and it's great stuff. So, boys and girls, I've got to go on about the football because I'm so excited about what happened this week at Fratton Park. A lot of people wrote Southampton off. We went to Fratton Park, as always, and as always, we haven't been there for about 7 years. And I have to admit, when I watched the game, looking back at the game, Portsmouth came out with their tails between their legs. They were ready for a fight. They really were. But as the game progressed, the Premiership quality of the Saints, kind of like shone through. Danny Ings' first 2 goals were brilliant. But I have to say that Cedric's weren't bad, but Redmond's goal, the 4th, was brilliant, brilliant stuff. And it, you know, gone down in Southampton folklore, that I have to admit. So, boys and girls, welcome back, as always, to a Saturday Night Live. I've gone on about the football. That's all I'm going to go talk about the football. That's kind of like kicked into dust. So, apparently, Morrison's have issued a new range of craft beer. Anybody out there who's been to Morrison's lately, tell us what ones they've got in. I haven't got a clue, to be honest with you. Beers I've got kind of like a master backlog of beer, and I'm trying to get through it at the moment. To be honest, there's too much of a backlog of beer going to get through to kind of like look new for anything else. But I've reviewed about 5 beers today, and I have to say that they have been hit and miss. So check out my uploads throughout the week, because I tend to kind of upload a review every day. So check them out. Give us a thumbs up or thumbs down. It's up to you, boys. So yeah, so it's been cracking. So I'm just going to show another comment. I don't know what we got here, if it'll come up. This is all new to me. Your ex-work Jeff recommended you for your beer reviews and says you're a great lad. I love my beers and your reviews are great. Thank you, Mark. I know who Jeff is. Mr. Jeff Poulter is a lovely, lovely bloke. I haven't talked to Jeff Poulter since he left. He is a lovely bloke. I'll tell you what he is. He's a cracking bloke. He's got a heart of gold, Jeff Poulter. It's a shame to see Davey Poulter leave Burtley, and I have to say I know little Davey Poulter's gone to Australia, and I've heard he's doing well, so he's got a big thumbs up. Yeah, I have to say Jeff is a cracking bloke. So yes, Mark. So Mark, if you're still watching, because my viewers count's gone down, give him a big thumbs up and a big hug from me, because he's a cracking bloke, and the place is worse off without him. Believe you me, because I know that there's certain individuals who work with me over the years which you will never forget, and I have to say that Jeff is one of them. He is a cracking bloke, and I hope he's doing well. So cheers, Mark, for that. Fantastic comment. Yeah, sometimes you go through life, you come across people who you don't forget, and there's some people who really are nice people, and you never think that they are, but they are, and Jeff is one of them. He is a really nice bloke, so thank you for that, and thank you for Jeff for kind of like recommending me to you. So big thumbs up to Jeff Poulter, lovely bloke. So I can't remember what I was talking about now, but I love doing this live thing on a Saturday. It's cracking, it really is. So I did the Murphy's Guinness thing. Mr. Ronald's on. I'm going to show Mr. Ronald. Mr. Ronald, is he going to come up? Mr. Ronald. It's going fine, mate. It's going fine. I've reviewed some beers, and I've been a little bit pickled in a couple of them. So you'll enjoy them through the week, no doubt. I made a bit of a, bit of a boo-boo in them. But yeah, it's been fantastic. Some of the beers I've done. Yeah. Yeah, going back to your comment you left on my cherry stout, I was a bit wasted on that. I do apologise, Mr. Ronald, for that. It's not my forte to be wasted all the time, but when you drink beer, it's quite hard not to be wasted, if you know what I mean. So, if you just joined us, Mr. Ronald, we got another comment which I'm going to show. It seems to be working tonight on this StreamYard thing. Great value beer at the minute, 4 for 6. Brewdog Mr. President is a great lad. I'll pass on the message. Thank you for that, Mark. Really appreciate that. Yes, Brewdog Mr. President. It used to be, Brewdog Mr. President used to be Tesco's own IPA. going back. I did review it. Look it up in my old reviews, mate. Then Brewdog started to release it as their own label beer. It's a cracking beer. I loved it. It's one of the first proper IPAs I had from a supermarket. It was kind of set the standard for all these big, kind of old double IPAs just coming in afterwards over the years. But I always remember the Tesco Brewdog Mr. President. It was a cracking beer. It really was. And I don't think, looking back on it, that there isn't too many beers that touch it at the moment. I highly recommend you to try the Brewdog Cloudwater collaboration from Tesco's. Get hold of that, Mark. It is phenomenal. It is a beautiful beer. I mean, that for me, that is the best supermarket beer at the moment. Highly recommend you to get hold of that and enjoy it, mate. So get hold of that. Give it a go. Give it a go, Mark. So we've got another one from, if I can show it. I love this format of showing people's comments. Thomas McCarthy. Hello, mate. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Nice to hear from you. It's a bit dodgy over the weeks, these live feeds, but hopefully things are going to even itself out and things will start to work properly. This StreamYard thing seems to be working well. And I know you watch other beer reviewers and comment on them. So I know you're a follower of beer reviewers, and God bless you for that. And hope you enjoy your beers and everything else. Fantastic stuff. So I've still got this Adams Lighthouse, which I'm just finishing off. I'm going to crack open a can. I've got a spare can of Murphy's because I do like the old Murphy's, you know what I mean? So we've got another comment coming up. It's great because this gives a kind of like feedback interaction. I only do about 4 to 5 reviews a week, but it's nice to kind of like have that interaction between you and the people watching. It's fantastic. Mr. Ronald, hello, mate. Don't apologise, mate. It really made me laugh. I work night shifts and watched it on my break. I actually laughed out loud. It tickled me. If it makes people laugh, that's what makes it matters. At the end of the day, if you can spread a bit of good humour, if people enjoy what you do, it makes it all worthwhile. That's what makes me happy. Irrespective of what my opinion is on a beer, if you enjoy it, that's what makes it matter. If you find it a degree of entertainment, I hope you find it entertaining, because I don't profess to be a beer expert. I'm just a man on the street, goes into a shop, buys some beer, drink it, tells you honestly what I think on the internet, irrespective whether or not I get thumbs up, thumbs down. I don't care. At the end of the day, it's just like spreading the word. And somebody like you might think, oh, Tesco's got another beer. I'll just go to Tesco and get another beer in, or Morrison's, they've got another beer. I tell you, go after seeing my video, just go to Morrison's and I'll give that one a go. And that's what it's all about. It's about spreading the word, and and that's the key to it. It's not about being who's the most popular or who's, well, not for me anyway, because viewing figures for me don't really matter as long as the right people watch you, if you know what I mean. So let's go to Mr. Ronald again. He has come up. It's coming out dark. It had to be. It's a stout, but at the time, I could have expected the straw colour, but I mean, it's all about having a few beers, and you kind of get lost in the world when you start reading a label. or it's not bottle conditioned, or it's not can conditioned. I tell you what, I just pour it out. Always come out dark. But you know, that's what makes it funny. That's what makes it a laugh, and that's what, you know, they makes it, you know, entertaining, and you know, sometimes a bit of stupidity and a bit of naivety goes a long way when you review a beer. It just does, you know, it just gives you an innocence that, you know, I've done a beer today, which you're gonna laugh out when you see it. It's just a laugh. I just thought it was funny when I did it. The name of the beer made me buy it, so I'm not gonna give the game away. Just look over the next 3 or 4 days, it will come out, and you laugh your head off because it's just the name of the beer and the style of the beer. It just suited it, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it's always it's nice to spread a bit of good humour and a bit of good laughter, because at the end of the day, we live in a shitty world full of tossers, full of assholes. But it's nice just to have an innocent laugh now and again. If I can provide that laugh, so be it. So be it, because that's what it's all about, having a good old laugh over something what's in a pint glass. You can't go on with that. So I'm just going to finish on my Adams Lighthouse. How you doing? I don't know why they called it Adams Lighthouse. Anybody out there knows why? Tell us. But I have to say, relatively good, relatively nice. It is nice. It is nice. It's good for the strength of it. It is a lovely, lovely beer. It really is. So I'm gonna crack open the old Murphy's like you do. This was the winner between the Guinness and Murphy's comparison for me. I don't regret saying it's better than the Guinness. I just thought it just offered more in the taste than the Guinness. You know what I mean? So let's crack this open. Like you do. And see what it's all about. And I'll tell you what, Mr. Ronald, if you're watching, I know you're watching, it's come out dark. There you go. Beautiful pint of Murphy's. Can't go wrong with that. Beautiful. So let's see what we got coming up on the comments. If it'll come up. If it will show. No. You got to expect a bit of banter for that. It was because you didn't mean to be funny. It made you funny. You know what I mean? Exactly, Mr. Ronald. We share the same sense of humour. That's what it's all about. It's all about having a laugh. It's all about having a laugh. You know, at the end of the day, I'm just a normal bloke, drinks a load of beer, talks a load of bollocks as well, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, and I'll tell you what, I do really enjoy people watch me. I really do. I'm honoured that people go out of their way to watch us, because it's always a pleasure just to have people watching you and enjoying you. It's always a laugh, and I feel quite humbled by it. I really do, and it's a very enjoyable experience. So, for you, Mr. Ronald, for watching me, for taking time out on your break, God bless you. So, let's see what else we're coming up. Yeah, he's got the smiley face. You know, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. That little smiley face sums it all up, because at the end of the day, we live in a shitty country which is completely split over a decision over Brexit. And sometimes you just got to smile, because that's what carries you through. Because at the end of the day, you don't realise how split this country is until you look into the politics involved in this country. And I'll tell you what, it's absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking. And sometimes it makes me feel what's the word? Disgusted to be English sometimes. We're a joke. We bought this crap on ourselves, and let's just smile through it, shall we? Because there's nothing else we can do. So yeah, what was I going on about? I sway off. I just go off. I just look at these comments and I just kind of like sway off regarding comments and whatever. At the end of the day, whatever. You boys out there watching me, you're the bosses. Tell us what you think in the comments, and I shall answer them. As always, I'm a bit of an agony uncle on a Saturday night. If you've got problems with cords on your big toes or small toes or whatever, or you got problems or you want to know about a beer, let us know, because you're all stars. So I'm just going to go in with this Murphy's Irish Stout. It's cracking. I do like that. It's a lovely beer. It is. It just offers so much more flavour than the Guinness draft for me. Really does. It does. It's just it does it. It does it. It does. It really does. It does. Yeah, I say it does. It does. So, what I've been up to today? Well, I've been at the brewery today. Did a bit of work. Not much work, to be honest, but enjoyed it nonetheless. Come home, reviewed some beers like you do. Cheese on toast, lovely. Back up here and come on here, like you do. So I've looked at the football results as ever. Let's see what we've got here. Is it going to come up? Mr. Ronald, you're an honest reviewer, mate. You seem like a nice guy. That's why I tune into you. Keep it up. I will do. I'm honest. If I say something shit, that's what I think. Sometimes I go overboard if something's shite. I don't really look at any other reviewers out there, especially if they're doing the same beer, because I don't want to be influenced by their thoughts, even though they're honest to themselves. At the end of the day, somebody, I might like Spag Bowl, but somebody else might not like Spag Bowl. It goes both ways, and as long as you're honest to yourself, and if you don't like a beer but everybody else seems to like it, then that's fair enough. It's no point going with the flock, if you know what I mean, following the sheep over a big beer or a big beer release or whatever, and say it's excellent like everybody else does, because at the end of the day, we're all individuals, and like you yourself, Mr. Waddle, you might not like a certain beer, but other people might. It's all about individualism. It's all about what you think as a person and what you like. Because some people like stouts, some people like, IPAs. It's that type of thing, isn't it? At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's all about preference. It's all about what you prefer as an individual. So, yeah, as always, mate, keeping it honest is very important, especially if you're reviewing beer. Because if you're not, and your passionate about beer is so good to connect with, like, yes, it is. I mean, if you look at all the other reviewers, every reviewer, everybody who takes time out to review a beer on the internet, they're going out their way to review a beer on the internet and not just cracking the can open or breaking the bottle open just to drink it privately. They're going out their way, using their time to review it for other people. And I have to say that, it is, passion what drives people to do that. When you look at, I can list off a load of beer reviews, and they're all the same. Just crack open a beer and stick it out there. If people agree with it, God bless them. If people disagree with it, God bless them. It's all about opinions, and it's all about pushing great beer. Um, and for me, that's the key. It doesn't matter how many people watch a video. If all it needs is one person to watch a video and buy that beer on your recommendation and enjoy that beer, and that makes the whole process of reviewing a particular beer worthwhile. And that is the key for me. It's not about, you know, being the best or being the most knowledgeable, because at the end of the day, you know, if you get a beer reviewer who comes across as being overconfident, over knowledgeable, they come across as arrogant in a way. To me, it feels arrogant. It feels like, you know, I'm up there, you're down there. I like this, so you should like this, you know. And it shouldn't be like that. It should be just like a guy, you know, getting out of the car, doing his weekly shopping, go to the supermarket, go down the beer aisle, picking up the beers in a trolley, going home, sticking it on the internet. If he likes them, he likes them. If he doesn't, he doesn't. And they're so, you know, to be a beer reviewer, for me, that is the key. To be a normal person, not somebody who pretends to be an expert in brewing, an expert in, you know, brewery um, business or whatever, and just go out and, you know, I've reviewed blah blah beers. I am an expert. This is what I like. You should like it too. You know, that's not me. It's not me. It should be about people's own ideas, own um, opinions, and I fully respect somebody who totally disagrees with me, because at the end of the day, some people like sweet, some people like sour, you know, and that is the key. It's the key is to be honest, and the key is to just put it out there. People like it, people don't like it. That's what it's all about. Spreading the word. It's not about anything else for me. And that's the key to it. You know, when I first started this years ago, about 4.5 years ago, I started this channel. When you first start it, there's a lack of confidence in you, because you feel like you're being judged by the people who've been doing it years. You feel like you're being judged with your thoughts, your opinions on a beer, you know. Prime example, I've got West Fletcher 12 over there. Supposed to be, some people say it's the greatest beer in the world. Some people say, you know, it's the best Belgian beer. Me personally, when I reviewed it from with an honest, you know, from an honest point of view, what I felt about that beer. And I have to say that beer for me was pretty mundane. It was middle of the road, you know. You stick that Westie 12 to a Rochefort 10. For me, the Rochefort 10, even though you can get it near enough everywhere, is the better beer. And that's what makes it all interesting. So let's see what more and bring it up. What is it coming up? This is what happens. It's a bit, to be fair, mate, to a degree, it's a talent to be able to pick up notes on beer and have fun beer. I've got mates that don't understand my passions for beer. I've got mates as well. You know, it's you know, if I've, you know, it's one of them things. I've got a wife who thinks beer is just beer. She doesn't understand, which is fair enough. I've got other friends who do appreciate a good pint. I've got other friends who just drink anything, you know. I suppose it is I don't think it is a talent. Yeah, I suppose it is. You know, the way I see it is that you got a glass of, say, Murphy's Stout, yeah? You got a glass of that. I'm drinking it. You're watching me, okay? So I am in between, I'm in between the glass and you. So I am conveying to you what this beer is telling me, if you know what I mean. So I have to kind of like be as honest as what I can to tell you what I think, even though I could be wrong, because at the end of the day, we've all got different palates, we've all like different things. So if I drink this now, slight in the smokeness, a little bit thin, but it's not as thin as a Guinness. So I'm telling you now exactly what I think. But your perception would most probably think, yeah, great, great. It's not as thin as a Guinness. I'll have to go out and buy some. So off you go and you trot off to your shop. You pick one up, you come back, you try it, and you think, God, what was he talking about? He's full of shit, him. But that's the responsibility you take on. So it's kind of like you're being honest to yourself, but you got to expect some flack from people who don't appreciate beer, because at the end of the day, everybody's got different appreciation of beer. Everybody hasn't got much knowledge on beer, and it's a hard thing to do, to try and convey to you out there how great a beer it is, or how great a beer you want it to be, to convey to you, even though that, like you say, that to go out and buy a beer, you come home, you think it's shit, you think yourself, well, I'm going to give him a thumbs down. So I give him a thumbs down because I don't think he knows what he's talking about, which is fair enough. But at the end of the day, it's the best thing to do. The moral of this story is not to take yourself too seriously, because at the end of the day, it's a beer. If you enjoy it, fair enough. Other people might not enjoy it, and you can take the praise, but you got to take the criticism as well. And that is what makes it most important when you do beer reviews, that not to take it to heart if someone disses you, because at the end of the day, you're taking praise as well. So it's important that you have to think of that and put that in perspective whenever you do a beer review. But on the other side of the coin, you got to be entertaining. You got to make people enjoy what you do. You got to bring people in and kind of like enjoy it with you, if you know what I mean. Even though over the years I kind of shortened down the timing of my reviews, because I feel like when I look back at my old reviews and you look at, I don't know if you will do, if you look at, say, I did Punk IPA, Brewdog Punk IPA, I just waffled on and everything. Then he completely missed the point of the beer, but over the years, start to rein it in, give a more concise review, and I think it goes down better for a lot of people. Let's see what we got. We've got another. Hopefully, if it'll come up, I have to wait for some time now. Oh, should come up in a minute if it'll come up. Mr. Ronald says, I've trained myself to pick up flavouring fruits and beers, done a lot of research on beer, watched lots of videos, and I love it, mate. I review beers on Instagram if you on there. Yes, I am. Mr. Ronald, tell me, I'm under Jonathan Brown, something, I can't remember the number afterwards. I will kind of, I follow you on Instagram. If you're under Mr. Ronald, I will definitely follow you. I'll look for you tomorrow. It's not about training. For me, it's all about natural. The more beers you drink, the more you will pick out what you like and what you don't, and that's the way I've done it. When I first started out, I always remember watching Terry Kay, and lots of people out there compare me to Terry Kay. Lots of people might say I'm a Terry Kay copyist. I don't care. At the end of the day, he was a big influence on on my beer review. He actually got me into drinking beer. His reviews, watching him enjoy beer, was such an influence on me that I just learned to love beer. It was such a learning curve. Not to say learning curve. It was something that really, really kind of like resonated to me because um, it was something which was very natural. I've got the same sense of I shared the same sense of humour as him, and I watched all his Tuesday tastings, and I watched all his reviews, and I absolutely love him to death. The effort he puts in them, towards the end, he was so natural in his reviews that you just watch him, you can just pick up wherever he's gonna. And he was such an inspiration that I decided to do my own channel. When I first started to do my own channel, I have to say it was quite hard. It still is hard now. Maybe too much like Terry Kay. I don't, I am what I am. But at the end of the day, it was hard to get. It still is to get your own identity in a way. Because when I first did my first few reviews, I looked back at them the other day. Actually, funny enough, there was little nods towards other reviewers and stuff like that, and you need to kind of like get yourself your own identity to move on with your channel. And still now, it's still kind of like hard to do, and I still got that Terry Kay cloud over me, if you know what I mean. But I am what I am. So if people don't like me or give me a thumbs up, that's fair enough. See what we got. See what the next comment is. Come up. Yeah, I will do, mate. Oh, it's Mr. Ronald again. Yeah, I will do, mate. I will definitely follow you. Ronald Kieran, not Ronald Koeman. Ronald Kieran. Well, I will do, mate. Yeah, definitely. I'll follow you. Definitely. Yeah, it's always a pleasure talking to people who love their beers as well. That's what it's all about, isn't it? But anyway, I've gone drink me Murphy's for a minute. Lovely stuff. So, what's so far happened in this broadcast? We've had some great comments from Mr. Ronald. I have to say, very good from a very passionate person about their beer, which he cannot beat at all. Just at the football results, Saints losing at Tottenham. Well, I wouldn't expect anything from Tottenham, to be honest. And I think Tottenham were down to 10 men. Danny Ings missed a few, but I'll forgive him. I forgive Danny Ings for missing a few this afternoon because he got 2 great goals against Pompey. So that's fair enough. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So, what was I talking about? I was talking about my route into beer reviewing. Like you do. Got another comment. Let's see what goes on here. Like you do. Yes, it's all, you summed it up, Mr. Ronald. It's all about appreciation of decent beer. Especially when I was growing up, it was just lager, like you do. It's just lager when you're growing up. But as you get older, you start to appreciate all these different varieties of beer. I remember my earliest memory was when I must have been about 10 years old. I went to Sainsbury's across the road from me. I lived with my mother and father, and I remember the bottles of Duvel in Sainsbury's, and I always remember it now. Even when I crack open a bottle of Duvel, I always remember 10 years old. I was going down the beer aisle. Yeah, and it's kind of like now I drink it all the time. It's one of my favourite beers. So let's show what's going on with Mr. Ronald. Mr. Ronald, do you follow Dean's Beer Reviews? Great guy. Yes, I do follow Dean's Beer Reviews. I don't watch him as much what I used to, and that's mainly because it's time. Having time to watch everybody else. I don't really watch a lot of him. That's what I used to, but I am a subscriber and I do watch when I can. I've got highest respect for Dean's Beer Reviews. He's just like me in a way. He's just a normal guy who likes a good beer, and I've talked to him a couple of times over the years, and yeah, I've got a lot of respect for him. Definitely, it's two peas in the pod for me. He reminds me of myself when I watch him. An honest, down to earth person. He's not don't profess to be an expert in it. He doesn't profess to be, um, doesn't profess to know brewers. He doesn't profess to know anybody else. He's just a normal guy, normal married guy with kids, goes to the shop, picks some beers up, takes it home, cracks them open in front of the camera, and tells you what he thinks. And that is the key to Dean's Beer Reviews. That is the key to what I do as well. In a way, it's the key. It's just to be honest with yourself, be normal, don't be pompous, don't be snobbish. Review anything in a can, review anything in a bottle, be down to earth, and that is the key to have a successful beer review channel. And he's nailed it. He really has. And I know that he does a lot of live stuff with different reviewers. I don't really do that because for me, it's all about timing. I work near enough all week, and when I get home from work, the last thing I want to do is just to go on for about 4 hours talking about beer. But Saturday nights, I tend to make an effort. So yes, I'm a big follower of Dean, big respect to the man, and I hope he goes from strength to strength because at the end of the day, we're all doing the same thing, and it's nice to see a great guy go forward. Exactly. So, see what we got. We got Aaron Miller. Aaron Miller. Now, I didn't think he would turn up tonight, Aaron, but thank you for that. You. Thank you for that, Aaron Miller. Nice to see you, mate. Nice to hear from you. Didn't do it last week. Had a late one last week. So I'll try to do these every week, but I'm finding it hard at the moment. Tell me what you're drinking, Aaron. I'm drinking the old, that stuff. Going down a tree, as always. Always a cracking pint, that. So tell me what you're drinking, Aaron. Nice to know from you. So, boys and girls, welcome to. I've got to always sum this up. My 16th Saturday Night Live. Highly enjoyed doing this. I highly enjoy the interaction. I really enjoy answering people's questions of what they think. If they agree with me or disagree with me over stuff, let us know and we'll talk about it because that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about in YouTube land. Talk about what you think and everything like that. So let's sum up what we talked about. We've talked about lots of things. We've talked about tasting beer. We've talked about other beer reviews. I've talked about when I first started out. I've talked about a lot of things. It's always a pleasure. So we'll carry on as normal, shall we? I'll be on for another hour maybe. Anybody wants to comment on something? So, Mr. Aaron Miller, just on the wife beaters tonight. Aaron, what's gone on? What's gone wrong there, mate? You married? You're on the wife beaters. Fair enough. If you enjoy them, mate. If you enjoy a good wife beater, then fair enough. That's what it's all about. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because I'm live. My bladder's playing up. I'm going to have piss. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick this can here. And while I do, I'll just go and have a piss. And I'll see you in a minute. Back again. Like I do. I'm back again. I just I just left the room, like you do. And I forgot about I forgot about the laundry basket outside the door. I just went arse over tit. Just went all over the laundry basket, went everywhere, clothes went everywhere. So there you go. So there you go. I'm back again. Like you do. That's it. That's it. I'll tell you what, that's the first. I don't think many beer reviewers out there just go on a piss. Just go for the toilet for piss while doing a live one. But that's just me anyway. So yeah, so Aaron Miller's on the wife beaters tonight on the old Stella. Like you do. Not a big fan of Stella, to be honest. But it's Belgian, I suppose. That wins, gets a tick in a box. But nah, I never really liked Stella. I used to drink it when I was in my teens. And that's about it, really. But never really been a fan of it. It's always been a bit, bit naff, bit sweet, bit sickly. It's always not been the best of lagers, to be honest. So there you go. So boys and girls, I'm on the Murphys. On the Murphys, just drinking away. Highly recommend a good pint of Murphys. Prefer it more to the Guinness draft, as I keep saying. See what we get from Mr. Ronald. If he'll come up. Even though it's Saturday, I'm having a Friday IPA. I'm not too familiar with that, Mr. Ronald. From And Union. Not too sure. Friday IPA. Tell us more about Mr. Ronald. I'm not too sure on that, mate. Friday IPA from And Union. Please emphasise, Mr. Ronald, what drinking. I'd like to know more about that. Talking about IPAs, it's kind of like weird, isn't it? That kind of like shops, the supermarket are just influxed with IPAs. It's everywhere. IPA this, IPA that. It's got double IPA. It's just everywhere. And they flooded the market with IPAs, and the good old stout for me, has been left behind because all these supermarkets are kind of like tend to either bring out IPAs or just bring out sours. Sours is another thing, you know. It's an acquired taste. Not everybody's gonna like it, you know. And I'm still kind of like shocked to the amount of sours which are available in supermarkets. I just think, especially Tesco's, I just think they've gone overboard with the sours and the brute pale ale, was it? Mothership, brute IPAs. They're terrible. I don't know what people see in brute IPAs and brute pale ales or whatever, because they're not big sellers. I've been told that they're not big sellers, but people seem to buy them, and I don't know why. Um, they're just terrible, terrible, terrible beers. So I'm just going to go in again with this one. So far, it's been a pretty subdued Saturday Night Live. Enjoyable, I have to admit. You know, getting, you know, having a chin wag with, you know, certain people. Mr. Ronald's come up with another one. Let's see what he says. And Union Brew Company from Bavaria. They also do a Sunday Pale Ale. They sell cans in Waitrose. Waitrose, I'm not near, well, the nearest Waitrose to me is in Harrogate, which is about 40 minutes that way. But I'll tell you what, next time I go to Waitrose, I will pick that up. Actually, talking about Waitrose, does anybody know if Waitrose do the This Is Fuller's and Friends box set? You might know, Mr. Waddle, the Fuller's and Friends box set I reviewed last year's at Christmas. I'm not too sure if they do this year's as well, because Waitrose for me, it's not a shop which is everywhere. It's kind of like very much 40 mile that way or about 30 mile that way, in Newcastle or Harrogate. So they haven't got really, where I live, they haven't got any Waitroses. So I just thought Fuller's and Friends box set, they might do that at Waitrose. Let us know. Highly recommend you to give me an answer on that. Tell I've had too much to drink. Highly recommend you. Give us an answer. Mad. So yeah, I will I'll look for that. I always remember when I reviewed Bavaria Lager, I honestly thought it was from Bavaria. I really did. It had the Bavarian colours on the label and that. Crack it open. It's from Bavaria. Not really, it's from Holland. How the hell they get away with that is beyond me. It's beyond me for starters. So yeah, so boys and girls, welcome to a Saturday Night Live. I'm an hour in. I've been talking quite randomly to people. Mr. Ronald's come up with some great comments on this. Very constructive comments, I have to say. Hopefully, I've given back constructive answers. So yeah, really enjoying doing these live things on a Saturday night. I don't know what shows up, but it's always worth doing them because at the end of the day, it's always a good laugh. Chris the Butcher and Friends. Chris, I've been watching you for a while. I'm doing fine, mate. How are you? How's your channel going? It's always a laugh watching you. Highly respect you and what you do. So yeah, I'm going fine, mate. The channel's just ticking over nicely. Yeah, always a big fan of yours. So thank you for commenting. Thank you for commenting. Mr. Ronald has come up again with a cracking. I'm not sure, mate, but I'm looking forward to a limited edition People Stout at first. Yes, I remember. I think I've done that. Is that in the box? The Fuller's box? in Waitrose. It's got a stout. It's supposed to age really. It's got like a number one, and it's supposed to go up in value if you age it. The fuller stout. It's in a box. Can't remember what the proper name of it is. I did review it. Let us know, but it's supposed to go up in value if you age it. It's one of them kind of like stout things. Yes, Mr. Ronald coming up with the flow now. Is it coming up? Come on, Mr. One. Yes, that's the one. Yeah, the purple box. If you keep it, it goes up in value. Apparently, I don't know how much it goes up in value by year. I would say if you had one from the early 90s and you wanted to sell it now, I would say it's gone up at least 40 quid in value. I think that's a fair. I think people would pay £40 for it. Apparently, I've never been there, but apparently, if you go to the Fuller's shop at the brewery, they actually sell their Fuller's stouts. That stout in boxes, aged up, on the shelf, and you can pick them up depending on age and how much you want to pay. Sometimes, you know. So I'm not too sure. So we got another one from Chris the Butcher. She's well, I'm always here showing myself, but I feel no, it's never dying. Chris, keep going, mate. It's never dying. Your channel is not dying. Believe you me. You know, my channel is a minuscule channel, but I don't care. I just keep going because I love doing it. Your channel is not dying. Don't even think about it. You got my support 110%. It doesn't matter. Just keep doing it, mate, because that's what matters. Just keep doing it. People, you know, you'll either have ups and downs, leaps and troughs. Who cares? As long as the right people watch you and was, you know, appreciate what you do. That's what matters. And I'm a big follower and a big fan of you. So you got my thumbs up, mate. You keep going. You keep going, mate. Mr. Ronald, if it comes up, if he'll come up, Mr. Ronald, Burgundy, £9, well worth. Yeah, it is. It's well worth it. If you age it, I'll tell you what, best thing to do, Mr. Ronald, get two of them. Get one to enjoy now, put one away, age it for 5 years. Age it for 5 years and see how much you get for it, because I think it'll be worth a lot more than what you pay for it. A bit like wine in a way, but maybe not as big, you know, gain on it. But yeah, you carry on, mate. You carry it, you know. Get 12 of them. Get 10 of them. Get 10 of them. Mark Spuffy is no, God. Yes, Mark spoke. Subscribe Butcher. He is cracking. He is cracking. Chris the Butcher. I'll tell you what. Chris the Butcher is part of this movement. I don't know if he still is. Chris, if you're watching, he's part of a movement which kind of like promotes smaller channels. He was the start of it, and he's got my biggest respect. He is a cracking bloke. You subscribe. Let's get more subscribers to Chris the Butcher. Let's see. Right, Mr. Ronald, mate, I bought 2 last year, but Comfort was 2 10 and drank it. Which is that's the problem. What you need to do is pretend you haven't bought one, and you take it home. Get the wife to hide it. Get the wife to hide it away, so you don't know where it is, and you're not tempted, and you cannot drink it. Just get her to hide it somewhere in the house or wherever you live. Just get her to hide it, or the missus or your partner or whatever. Just get them to kind of hide it. That is the best way for that one, mate. That's the best way, definitely. Chris the Butcher is back with a comment. We'll bring him up in a sec. As always a pleasure, Chris. To go on. I did a live streaming in there, like 4 people. Just, hey, you know, I apologise, Chris, for not watching you. I'll be honest, Chris. I haven't watched you. I apologise, but you have my support, and I will go my way to support you. And the next live stream, I will, if I see it, I will be up and watching you. But then again, is it about the numbers, Chris? Is it about the numbers? Sometimes maybe it's not about the numbers. Maybe I would rather be someone who is talking to the right people who are genuinely interested than somebody who's talking to 100 people who are not. You know, it's maybe it's you know, that's the way I would look at it. That's me personally. Think I look at it. I think, you know, maybe, yeah, 4 people just watch me, but it's 4 people who want to watch me, not 4 people just kind of like browsing through, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I mean, I totally feel for your frustration, but at the end of the day, you got my thumbs up, you got my respect, you got my support. And in the end, I apologise for not watching your live streams because you're watching mine. But if I see your live stream up, I will endeavour to watch you, my son, because I enjoy what I've seen, especially your beer reviews. They're cracking. Always a good laugh. So, boys and girls, anybody watching this, anybody watching the live stream, not many people, but subscribe to the Butcher. Mark Spoke has just subscribed to you, Chris. So Mark Spoke gets the big thumbs up for me. Highly recommend anybody to sub Chris the Butcher. He's a cracking bloke. So yeah, it's like ever. You know, it's all out. YouTube community is about supporting each other and giving support to everybody. You know, there's no you know, there's no one anybody more supportive, but we got to do it. So let's see what we've come up with. Chris the Butcher's come up with another comment. I love you, Chris, but not in the gay way. Cheers, matey. Yes, I do. I think Chris is great. We have got another comment from Rod J Beer Adventures. Now, Rod J is a guy who I've watched on and off for about 3 years. Rod J Beer Adventures. He's an American. He does some great reviews. He's great entertaining to watch. Anybody who's watching this live feed now, I highly recommend you to check out Rod J Beer Adventures. I'm a big fan of Rod. And he does some great stuff, and he's honest as always. You know, honesty is the best policy in this game, boys and girls. There's no point me telling you a beer is, you know, really good when deep down inside it's fucking crap. Rod is the same. He's very straight to the point, comes up with great descriptions, better descriptions of me, and you know, it gets to the point. He's fantastic. So he's great. Got another. Thank you, Rod. Thank you, Rod. I've been watching you. I don't comment on you, but I have been watching you. Appreciate what you do, and I appreciate your live stuff as well. I haven't joined you on the live stuff. I'll be honest. Maybe it's America, England time difference. I don't really do kind of like collaborations with other reviewers. Only say on a Saturday night like now. So much only about 2 p.m. wherever you are. But no, I always do appreciate what American beer reviews, slightly different to English beer reviews, but I do appreciate watching them, and I do enjoy. So everybody out there, Rod Beer Adventures. See what he says. You got to be honest. You got to be honest, and people don't like it. What? Well, tough shit on them, innit, mate? Yeah. So yeah, it's always great to big time difference, but it's always great. What's planning to do tonight actually was I was supposed to have done a hangout with Maria Devan tonight. And the shame that I got a message at the beginning of the week that she's decided not to do any more hangouts. Now, anybody who hasn't checked into Maria Devan on YouTube, highly recommend you to do so. I would say she is the best American female beer reviewer. I've watched her for years, and she comes out with some great descriptions of beers and stuff like that. And highly recommend anybody out there to check her channel out. It's she does cookery and stuff like that as well. But I'm a big support of her. But getting back to the American side of it, it's always a pleasure to watch them. So let's see what Jade's come up with a new comment. See what he says. Yeah, vice versa, Rod. Vice versa. I enjoy yours, you enjoy mine. It's cracking stuff, isn't it, at the end of the day? So we're going to have a look at see what Chris has come up with. If he comes up with something. Hopefully. Love you all, but I'm pissed as arseholes. Good night. Good night, Chris. Good night, Chris. God bless you, mate. Have a nice night. Hope you don't wake up with a headache. God bless you. Steady on the stairs. If you got stairs, just remember you got stairs. You don't want to wake up in the middle of the night and kind of like stagger to the bathroom and find out that you've forgotten the stairs and you fall down them. So all I say to you, Chris, is kind of like, remember you got stairs. That's coming from personal experience. Remember you got stairs in the middle of the night. Cheers, mate. So, boys and girls, I'm still on a 1 hour 15 minutes in. Thoroughly enjoyed this live one tonight. We've had some cracking comments from different people as well for a change, and it's been really, really good. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and I love doing these live things as always. Chris Butcher says, I'm married with kids, so I'm waking up with a headache. That's fair enough. I'm just looking at your picture, Chris, on your profile and that comment. You got a meat cleaver there and you're looking pretty pissed off and mean. You want to do some damage. You're looking at that comment. It's, yeah. They're ringing the police now then. Fantastic stuff. Cheers, everybody. Yeah. So as always, it's always a belt of watching you boys and girls. Well, you watching me, as always. I will be doing these live things hopefully every week, every Saturday night, like I do, because it's the only real night I get to kind of interact with everybody in YouTube world, if you know what I mean. It's always a pleasure talking to you boys and girls out there. Yeah, so I might wrap this one up in a minute because unless I get any more comments, I don't think I will. So it's been, I have to say, it's been a pleasure tonight. I have to say, I've really, really enjoyed it. Hopefully you will all join me again about this time next week on a little Q&A I love these Q&A things. It's always a pleasure as always. And I shall see you all next week. So cheers, everybody. Cheers, everyone. If I can end this broadcast now, I will. Yeah.